Green. Okay.
Hello, you're watching A New Way of Being, hosted by Avatar Lecture and Androgon on YouTube Live.
Welcome to 2022 New Year.
Yep.
Yep. We're here in Travelodge Bonaventure, the great goddess Avatar Electra. Who lived as Lord Jesus about 2,000 years ago, and myself, who lived as Albert Einstein about 66 years ago,
Mhm.
to bring you a wealth of information about what's happening to you, to us, about all kinds of issues that are important to you and to your well-being and welfare. Uh, this topic we have titled, Why is the Great Goddess Who Lived as Lord Jesus and Her Family Been Attacked by Donald Trump and Company? Um, Avatar, today you went to, uh, actually, last night, this morning, it's now about 9 o'clock, close to it at night, but this morning at about 8 something, you woke up infuriated because you were being attacked by Donald Trump.
Mhm.
He tried to tell. Can you tell
He
what?
tried to rape our daughter, me, and then looked around to go and try to do the same to our daughter like he did before.
Mhm.
And so I can't remember what happened after.
Well, you then became enraged because when you're in pain, anger is a
Weapon.
response that comes to the forefront to let others know that you are in pain from some wrong that has been done to you. So the avatar was enraged, and she wanted to.
He was acting as if he owns me and he can do whatever he wants to me.
Mhm.
And that is not so. Where did
True.
he get that ignorance?
Good question.
I'm very disappointed in Donald Trump and those who work with him. Not very nice.
Mm.
Trying to rape and doing all kinds of, using a technology to swell my daughter's body up after she worked out very hard, got her body in shape, and then he came and did this to her. And using a technology that Nancy Pelosi gave him, which is not a right idea because she can end up in jail because of what she's doing there.
Mm.
Giving the back to the front, to take out teeth from your mouth, to cut off all your hair,
Mm.
to blind you, to make sure you can't see. And if that wasn't enough, he's been attacking my inside of my ear,
Mm.
and I have been in excruciating pain because of what he has done. Well, he since then stopped,
Um,
but he was doing this for quite a while, actually. And the kind of behavior that Donald Trump has is egoistic, very ignorant,
Criminal.
and think that he can do what he wants with you, but you can't tell him what you think of him when he's behaving in a manner in which undermines your rights. These are things that we have been going through. I have been attacked in every bone in my body using that technology that he used on my body.
Mm.
And I went through a lot of hell. I still have problems trying to walk without extreme pain because he's using that technology, going wherever he see I go, and following myself and my husband everywhere we go,
Mm.
and doing this damage to me. This is the kind of stuff that should not be done. He raped my daughter, our daughter, sorry, and terrorized her, cut off her hair too, stripped me of mine, and left her with practically nothing. And our hair was down to our waist,
Mm.
and a lush of hair. Why is um, people of Caucasian descent think that they have a right to be able to take advantage of human beings they think that has a darker color than them?
Mm. People of color,
Yes,
especially.
exactly. and terrorizing human beings for no reason. Sometimes people don't even know who is doing them something because they're feeling pain and don't know where it's coming from. And I've been one of those people that went through that for quite a while. And that was not nice.
Hmm.
He has stolen my things, my clothes, and giving them to whoever he decided he wants to. I believe that that's what he's doing with it. And anything that I have that he thinks that he likes, he steals. You know, he's cut down on the stealing now, but he's still doing some of it. And I do not appreciate having to go through this kind of treatment most of my life. This is not good, ladies and gentlemen. We are human beings. We're not here to destroy people. I've never spent my time harassing anyone. He was harassing us, me specifically, terrorizing our daughter, myself, putting lines on my face, which I didn't have.
Hmm.
I know when, as you grow older, your lines appear on your face too, but this is what was done to me by Donald Trump.
Hmm.
Putting black stuff under my eye, which is not really there, but yet you can see it on the camera. Ladies and gentlemen.
Putting dark marks
on
both
my
sides of
cheeks.
your cheek.
Yes, and
Every
all
day.
around here too, yeah.
Mhm.
And I have to try and get it out. It's not easy to take out because I don't know what you have to use to take it out.
Then it puts it back the following
Yes,
day.
it continues. Every time I manage to get some of it off, he adds more to what is I could not get off.
This cuts off your eyelashes,
Mhm.
cut your fingers.
I have no practically no eyelashes
Yes.
because of what he's been doing to it. He's been attacking me in different parts of my body.
Womb, rectum. Heart.
Yes.
Cut your fingers.
Yes, my fingernails.
To the quick. Haven't going back.
Yeah.
All these, yes.
Yeah.
Attacking the avatar.
I hardly have clothes to put on too.
Sorry.
Because of it. Because of what he's doing.
I'm just trying to add some
Yes, I know.
information, but I'm interrupting you.
No.
He's attacking the avatar in the cavities of the brain using this technology that allows him to create a dagger made of light that he plunges inside the cavities of the great goddess for decades and rob her of her conscious memory of her own life. So she has a difficult time remembering events that have taken place because of what's been done to the cavities of the brain using that technology created on a journey.
I'd like to know why we are being put through all of this. And by the time I come here to speak, my memory gets wiped out.
Mm-hmm.
That's the technology they use to block me from remembering what I'm here to say, what I'm here to speak out. And it's a good thing my husband is here, because if he wasn't here, then I would have a problem trying to remember
details
of
events.
And I never had problems with details. He wiped out my memory. And once in a while I remember things, and at times, most of the times, I just can't. Why is Donald Trump allowed the right to behave in the manner in which he has to me and my family? And if we were doing just one thing against him, we would be probably locked up by now because we're the wrong color.
Mm.
These are the things that should not be taking place, ladies and gentlemen. If you really want a society to work, prejudice must go. If you really want people to work in a manner in which everyone is capable of working, if they're trained as children growing up, they grow up with the training and pass it on to their own kids and also to people that they come in contact with when they have to say hello or hi and treat them well. But the manner in which human beings are being treated that are like us is not right.
Mm.
We are supposed to treat everyone properly, but how do you treat people properly when you are being persecuted by different people who think that they are superior?
Mm. Because of the color of the skin that they're wearing.
Yeah, the gender of their body.
Or the religion, the members of, and more.
Yes.
External values and differences being used to grade human beings' quality and value.
Mm.
Very shallow, superficial, artificial, and wrong
Yes.
people.
This is why these things are here. Not because I put them there, but because of what is being done by the Caucasian society. That not all beings that are Caucasians behave that way. That's unfair for me um, to say
Stereotype.
otherwise.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are being persecuted for being a color.
Mm.
And your color is perfectly fine. I see nothing wrong with being an African. I see that all nationalities have their own special look and their special way.
Mm.
And they should be allowed the freedom to use it as long as they're harming no one. Treat people with care. You will find beautiful people all around you. The same people that you abuse and make them become confused and angry and hurt and disappointed. So many of them just fail to bother with anybody. But the right thing to do is to treat people with respect. Every being within themselves know what it is to treat each other properly. And if you're treating them properly, they will also treat you properly. It's when you're being trained to behave badly, will you show that publicly. It's important that as human beings, we grant each other the right to be treated with respect and dignity.
Mm.
You have made me so angry. Sometimes I lose my time, my feeling about anybody, and I just don't want to speak to anyone.
Mm.
But I would like to know that I can speak to my brothers, sisters and brothers, and have all of us behave properly. I can see a world that really can be very fruitful if it takes the right actions and treat people with more respect, dignity. To give is to get. When you throw garbage, that's what comes back at you. It's important that you throw the right kind of quality so that people can understand where you're coming from and will treat you in a good way because they become used to it and comfortable with it because that's how it's supposed to be. Me treating you well, you treating me well.
Mm.
Whole society needs that. They all have feelings. Whether they think they're beautiful or they're ugly, it doesn't matter. The mere idea that they're in the world is because they're human beings and they're here to work with each other so we can become fruitful members of society rather than destructive and robbing people of their dignity.
Mm.
When you do that, they lose themselves in pain. Excuse me, losing themselves in the kind of aggravated pain that blocks people from being their true selves. Give respect to all. Everyone has a right to have it, whether they're dark or they're light or they're whatever. They're human beings. Everyone needs to know that they're cared for by each other.
Mm.
No one will harm each other once the people are treating each other with respect. Keep that in mind, because that's what is going to change your world when you're doing the right thing. And even if you see someone is behaving rude, still treat them with respect. Let them know that rudeness does not work. But when you respect each other, you're helping each other to grow properly, to feel good within yourself, and also adapt to the kind of quality that helps and respects all forms of life.
Mm.
We can't do it alone. We have to do it with each other. We have to let each other know that we care, not hate. There's no room for hate. There's room for the respect and the love that all beings have a right to have and achieve.
Mm. Yeah.
When they're trained that way by the public is showing them the love and support that is needed. You won't find people being raped too. When you encourage bad behavior, all of these parts of the bad behavior, like rape and other things, is what goes along. When you treat people with respect, you won't need to rape anyone. As a matter of fact, to rape is to take away people's dignity,
Yes.
treat them like junk. That's not the way human beings were born to be. They were born to learn how to help each other, respect each other,
Mm.
and care about each other without having to rape and do this kind of garbage that is undermining so many people. And babies, I'm worried about.
Mm.
Treat the babies with respect. Because they're babies does not mean you should take advantage and do them bad things. They're human beings. All beings, all forms of life, when they're treated well, they will show you by how they is. Grant that quality to each other, and you are granting happiness to the future generation and the present.
Mm.
Right now, I have an extreme headache right in the middle of my head.
Oh, yes.
This is the kind of stuff that people do to you. Throwing mucus in your head, in your body, setting you up to become ill.
To get that disease that scientists have identified as
COVID.
a COVID pandemic.
Mm.
It is not a COVID pandemic.
Mm-mm.
It's something different.
Yes, it's what people are doing to each other.
No, it's actually a disease that is created by these criminals who are wearing cloaks of invisibility, moving through the fourth dimension, looking like shadows, and infecting the bodies of human beings with something that poisons the mucus and cause them to become ill. At this point, there's about maybe 300 million human beings who have been infected with this disease that is not a virus, nor is it any more contagious than a common flu. And it's taken the mortal lives of 5 point something million human beings, using the same technology being used today to attack the great goddess and her family inside our home by Donald Trump and company from inside the fourth dimension, wearing his cloak of invisibility.
Quite true. So it's important that when we meet our brothers and sisters outside, and they need our support by how we treat them,
Mm.
then we should give support without looking to do something wrong to them. How we treat them, when it's good, you're going to see good people everywhere you turn because they will show their own love and respect for others too. Don't disrespect them. Help them to upgrade themselves by how you treat them. They will also help others. You see, what goes around will come around. If evil is going around, you're destroying people all over the world. When good is going around instead of evil, you're seeing people trusting, caring, respecting, not undignifying, but upgrading.
Mm.
When we upgrade ourselves, we are also upgrading others too. That quality must be passed on to everyone because all beings are capable of it.
Mm.
Try it and you'll see what will happen after a while. Don't turn on beings. Let them feel appreciated, cared for, and they will show that to others too. What goes around will come around. If it's evil going around, that's what is coming around. When you're throwing the good and making sure that others know that you care, you're upgrading them, and they will upgrade others too. And you can go to higher levels of behavior
Mm.
where you're treating people so well that people feel comfortable. They don't feel scared or ashamed or discarded or so. All of you have the same feelings. We all do. We treat you well, you treat each other well. You don't look for ways to destroy people and expect that it's going to stay in a nice way for everybody. That's not what nice does. When you're doing the nice things, people feel good and they feel it in their bones and they pass it on to others naturally. All kinds of corruption would be disappeared because of it.
Mm.
Show love, the right kind of love. Don't force yourself on others. Don't rip them off of their money and whatever little they have. Allow them to keep what is theirs and recognize their rights, your rights, and how you protect yourself too. And others will feel comfortable with you and would not feel they would be stealing their money or they're stealing yours. This is why we can't do those bad things. It's not good. It brings us down. Look at what is being done to me. This is what happens when people come with bad attitudes and feel that they have a right to disfigure you
Mm,
or mistreat you in all different ways.
mm.
That it's not helping anybody, it's just destroying everybody bit by bit. So wake up to the realization that you have the power to be there for everybody in the right way without forcing yourself on them, without doing things that you know that are wrong. Did I say that right?
Yes,
It didn't. It just didn't make some. It sort of didn't feel too good after I said it.
it came out eloquent. The Avatar has been a verbal martial artist all of her life together.
Yeah.
She has been able to take any issue and show the quality and show the content of that issue, the problems and the solutions. Because inside every problem, there are solutions
Solutions.
waiting to be found.
Hmm.
And the Avatar teaches, has been trying to teach you certain timeless truths and ancient wisdom, such as in this case, she says, begin to look every problem
Squarely in the eye. Be honest
and
and true,
true.
because you cannot lie. Find out where it came from and why it arrived, and see what it is that you're doing that is keeping it alive.
Plant the correct solution inside your mind of how you should think and behave when you meet the same problem again the next time
Do this inventory
of your life,
each and every day.
and you will find that the problem that lives inside you will
Will be
be
swept away, just
just
like the dust.
that you clean from your home each day.
Yes.
So she encourages each immortal living as mortal members of the human race to do personal inventory regularly. And she says, when you do that, you will come to understand that everything that you can ever know and all the mysteries,
That may come and go.
every problem
Excuse
that
me.
you've not resolved, and every
Yeah.
question that you've not yet solved,
Start today and look within and
uh,
find the ancient knowledge that you're carrying. This is the memory of the universe and the still small voice within. It is the Akashic records of life and the sacred logo of long ago. No matter what you call it,
every great culture over time will come to realize that this source of ancient knowledge,
is true and divine.
we've been trying to teach you, to alert you that as she teaches in the body of liberating truth she's brought in the form of lyrics, that we are equals forever,
Mhm.
no matter who,
Or what we are
and none of us is better,
than the other. Whether
whether
you're a woman,
or man
a boy,
or girl.
or have all the money in the world. If you think you are superior to someone else, it is only because you feel inferior inside yourself.
And she's trying to teach you that we are each other's keepers, my human sisters and brothers,
Yeah.
and it's time for us to come together,
And be there for each other.
bonds of pure and sacred light,
That cannot be broken
glue each of us together.
now and forever.
Whatever harm is done to one,
Means you, me, and everyone. Values today are being thrown away by people each and every day. They sacrifice their families, ruin their health, and destroy their marriages, chasing social status and material wealth.
nations today are fighting old battles started by nations of yesterday, regardless of what the
Yes,
people do or say,
Yes.
or the cost in human lives each day.
Yeah.
It is time,
It is everyone's business to get involved and solve every problem whenever they can. Once you stop working to
working.
find solutions, you start becoming part of the problems plaguing every land, every
We're,
nation.
yes, we're each other's keepers, my human sisters and brothers, and it's time for us to be, and it's time for us to come together and be there for each other. Bonds
Of
of pure
pure and sacred light,
that cannot be broken
glue each of us together
now and forever. If we cannot help each other,
let us try not to hurt one another, because
whatever you do
deeply touches me and you.
These liberating truths, mind expanding information. The great goddess who is here as the God who lived as Lord Jesus 2,000 years ago, as Lord Buddha, as Lord Krishna, and a number of other deities have been trying to share it with each of you living today as mortal members of the human race. You're immortals.
Yes.
You're immortals. And that's why she
Right
teaches.
now, yes, sorry. Right now, as I'm speaking, your dad, my husband, and me, I'm speaking to you. Donald Trump is attacking me in the head.
Unseen.
This is the kind of stuff that I have been going through with this man, and this man has raped my daughter, then turned around and used a technology that Nancy Pelosi gave him to literally swell my daughter's body, our daughter's body, so big that she has problems trying to get that weight back out of there. And he would not give her back her he was doing the same to me too. The only problem was I detected right away. I saw what was done to Mahogany. And then I saw I felt that when a certain time what he did, literally use that stuff to blow up my body, but couldn't get it totally done because I was speaking out about what he was doing. Right now, I'm being attacked on the head by Donald J. Trump.
Yes.
And he is the one that has the problems because he's been the one coming and attacking and abusing me night and day at times in the past, especially. And still does once in a while.
Every day he shows up here, unseen, day and night, attacking the great goddess inside different parts of her body, walking, sleeping, whatever she's doing, bathroom, wherever she is, outside, inside. He's coming to attack the avatar, trying to destroy her body from the inside, trying to kill her mortal life from the inside.
Yes. So much so. And I was just attacked again right there. So much so that I became very angry and felt that I would like to kill that man. But I have no intentions of killing anyone. It's not my right to kill and take another person's life. But if they're continuing to behave in the manner in which they are, then their lives should be taken away.
Yes. Self-defense.
And no one is there to help you.
Sorry.
No police, no one cares. When it's someone Caucasian, they get away with it. Everybody cares. This is wrong. It's a double standard, and it's unfair for others to get away with what they're doing that is wrong, and then coming and terrorizing and persecuting the people in their own home, coming in to your home unseen, stealing what you have, what little you have, and then coming to attack and abuse you to tell you that this is what I can do, and I don't give a damn. Nobody's going to lock me up.
Because it's born a cloak of invisibility. Whenever we tell people, like the police came today, we called them to tell them that the avatar was raped by Donald J. Trump. They sent 2 officers who came in.
Not raped.
He was trying to rape you this morning.
I see.
You called them, asked me to call them to let them know.
Oh, yes, okay, I forgot that. Sorry.
About this crime that he committed, trying to, and other things he's been doing to you. And so the police came.
Stamping on the roof. He made sure that he saw, when he saw where we were going to live, he decided quickly and went on the top part and decided that he is going to live there. And the reason he did that is because he knew where we were going to live. And so he can attack from up there. And this is what he's been doing. Donald J. Trump is a terrorist. He's also very evil and prejudiced. I would advise that the United States government and the Canadian government put this man in jail as quickly as possible. He is not useful to anyone. He's a danger to practically everyone.
I ask the gods, there's a group of gods in existence, they call the Committee of Gods, and the numbers number in the trillions, billions of male gods and trillions of female gods. I asked a number of the Avatar sister gods to paralyze Donald J. Trump so that he is unable to do any harm to anyone else anymore, even to himself. And so far, no one has fulfilled my request. Donald Trump is the soul who lived as the general known as General George Patton. And he was killed by the American government, General George Patton. And then they said that he died accidentally. So when Donald Trump, when General Patton left, was removed from this life, he came back less than a year later, ready to not only seek vengeance against the U.S. government, but came back with a boulder on his shoulders with intention of establishing control over any nation, in this case the United States, that he was coming to live as a member of. So he's currently trying to create a civil war inside the United States, spreading lies, the big lies, such as he had the election stolen from him. And the other lie that um, January 6th insurrection in the American capital, where his supporters came in tens of thousands and attacked the Capitol and people in the Capitol and people protecting the Capitol building, saying that this was not an insurrection, that it was more like something which tourists would take part in. So he's been spreading this big lie, which dictators always do when they speak these big lies over and over, like Adolf did and other dictators over time. After a while, their supporters accept it as a fact. And people who previously knew it was a lie, they start to also wonder if this could be true. Donald J. Trump is the one who is known today as the Antichrist. He's here. Yeah. The body he wears is his metaphysical body. The avatar saw it. Looks like that of a jackal, the head of a jackal with spikes sticking out, black spikes, and with wings that are drooped, eyes that are big, with the body of an insect. But he's in a human body. So Donald J. Trump is a demon who came from the fourth dimension to terrorize the American people and the nation that he held responsible for stealing his mortal life from him when he lived as George S. Patton, general. And so he is determined to destroy that nation or to become its ruler for as long as he can. He wanted to stay 3 terms in office, and he tried to steal the election from Joe Biden and other crimes that he and his sycophants have been committing. And now he's in the States, and he comes and goes from there to here, terrorizing the great goddess and trying to kill her body, because he knows that this couple, we're the ones who have information about what's creating this pandemic, how it's being created, why it's being created,
and who's
creating it. And we also know that what scientists and experts are calling global warming and climate change, it's a process that is irreversible, that the great goddess, Lady Gaia, is now in the process of taking. She is returning home to her homeland in the 5th dimension. Lady Gaia, Mother Earth, Mother Nature, she is taking steps to transform her planet-sized body, repair, clean, purify from all the things done to her and those mortal beings living on the surface for ages. She's in the process of purifying those things from her body's inside and outside, so that as she continues to return home to her homeland in the 5th dimension, she will do so in a way where she's healthy and those beings on the surface will also be healthy. So global warming and climate change are symptoms and signals of Lady Gaia taking steps, irreversible steps, to return to her homeland back in the 5th dimension, scientists and experts. And this is Albert Einstein talking to you to tell you that you've been misguided and duped by the ones who stole this technology from the avatars, to men of science in a birth country, and then use it as a weapon to attack human beings now for decades, including the current pandemic that you created about 2 years ago, and you keep mutating in different forms to continue to pull the human race under, to turn this planet into your own prison where you can govern human beings in a new world order of the kind that you decide you have a right and ability to do. But the gods will not allow you to put this planet, keep this planet under siege. And that's why the great goddess is here today on this planet to bring a new way of being
Yes.
to all of life and all life forms in life that works for everyone, unfair and unjust to no one, and will serve the greater good of all of life and all life forms in life. And the process, people serve one's own greatest good and one's own highest ideal at the same time.
Yes. And you know something? Trump is the person who's going to kill Trump.
hmm
He's heading for a catastrophe.
Dead man walking,
hmm
loose cannon.
And he is definitely going to be the person that he'll fear most is himself,
hmm
because he'll end up killing himself.
And that's physical. When he leaves, when you die, people, when your mortal body dies, it only means that you, the being inside it, the avatar calls a being of living light,
Right, yeah.
wherein
Beings of living light, wearing mortal clothes of flesh and bones that you put on at birth to walk the face of the earth one life at a time.
so when your mortal body dies, you instantly move into the fourth dimension inside your metaphysical body, which weighs exactly 21 grams, 3/4 of an ounce. And then you go from there into the light. The light is actually the aura of the great goddess in the fourth dimension. You go into the light, and that is your passageway to get from that part of the fourth dimension into the higher realm of the fourth dimension, into something that people call Summerland or heaven or paradise. So when you die in this lifetime, your body dies, but you, the being living inside it, you move on with your life. You return back to your homeland in the spiritual realms.
Mhm.
If you are damaged, if you are deformed in your thinking and conduct, where you've become so well at practicing vices, awful things, you cannot go into that light because this light is alive and it will keep you from going through that tunnel into the next phase of life, which is back to your homeland in the fourth dimension. So people like Trump and other dictators and other tyrants who use their life to control the lives of others and to degrade and dehumanize and treat human beings like living things and
And
useless.
create this kind of
Yep.
stuff for people just to deform them.
Their days are numbered.
He's going to be deformed
Yes.
himself in a minute.
Yes.
And he's also going to find out that he will have no friends continuing in that behavior.
Mm. And the US government, who stole this technology from two men of science from the Alberta's birth country, and then merged them and gave it to the American military to weaponize inside the Black Ops programs, they're responsible for what's being done to you today and what's being done to the Avatar and the family over the decades. And the Committee of Gods have stated that they are accountable and responsible for these crimes, the US government and the Canadian government, and that they must pay a debt owed to the Avatar and the family for the hundreds of billions of dollars so that this family can do the work that we came here to do, which is to bring a new way of being to all of life here, a level the playing field, show each of you that you're each immortal daughters and sons of gods, and you're carrying treasures not on the outside, but inside you, and that you're connected to each other in ways that you cannot break, because these connections are permanent, and that you have the ability to live the life that you choose to live once you start to use your greater self.
No evil should be in the world.
Mm,
Evil must go.
yes,
And Donald Trump and his buddies are some of them, I guess,
yes.
because of the way Donald Trump behaves.
And people like
Coming
him.
into your home while you're sleeping, coming unseen and stealing what he wants, doing damage to you, interfering with your head, your hair, your eyes,
Mhm.
blocked off a lot of my sight. by what he was doing, throwing things in my eyes. For years now, he's been doing that.
Yes. Yes.
And that wasn't enough.
He's killed a number of the Abbot's family members.
Yes.
Mother, Lady Yvonne, who lived as the Virgin Mary 2,000 years ago.
Before you say that, though,
Yes.
the person who told him, Trump and Prime Minister Trudeau, to kill my family was Nancy Pelosi.
Mm.
And Trump has that technology, and he uses it to do damage to a lot of people that don't even know that
Yes.
he's the one doing it to them.
Mm.
He's done a lot to me. He has shifted my mouth, removed a tooth, took another tooth and put it from the back, put it here, put lines there.
Mm.
You won't believe the things they were trying to do to get me aged.
Mm.
They were so...
A life of living hell. The Avatar is being subjected to a life of living hell since the day that she was born. They tried to kill her at birth inside the maternity ward in the hospital. She was born inside.
Yeah.
And one of the sister guards told an unseen criminal went into that maternity ward and put his hand over the mouth and nostril of this divine being to try to suffocate her to death. One of her sister guards told her immediately, telepathically, Avatar, hold your breath and play dead. And she did that so well, so long that this unseen assassin was convinced that he had taken the mortal life of this divine being from her that morning. So far, they've killed her mortal body a total of 16 different times, according to information given to me by a number of her sister gods over the decades. They've killed 5 members of the family, mother, sister, father, brother, and another relative.
And then we're trying to kill me too. That's what Nancy Pelosi sent him with that technology to do, to kill me.
Yes.
And he has been trying to, but falling short. There's when people are giving you technologies to go and do damage to other people and take them apart, that is not a nice thing to be doing. And that's what Nancy Pelosi is doing. Yeah. And this is why Trump is using that technology to try to kill me.
Yes.
I have been going through hell wherever we lived because of what Donald Trump has been doing.
Yes.
We want this kind of stopped. We want to have our family back. And Nancy Pelosi owes a certain amount of money, not just for killing all my family, which is the big part too, but also for trying to setting Trump up to kill me, terrorizing me and my family for years now.
Decades, yes.
Our daughter, most hit, he raped her and then sent out someone else to do the same to her. This is a kind of evil that Donald Trump is walking around with, and many other things that he's been doing. Yes. We want this kind of insanity stopped, and we want Nancy Pelosi to pay the money that she owes.
The U.S. government is responsible for the money that is owed to this family.
Yeah. When we went there to seek asylum,
2013,
they put us in jail and treated us like we were criminals. My daughter was very young, and they had us lying down on wet, cold concrete in that jail that they put us in.
Yes,
for no reason. We haven't done anything. We did not harm anyone. We did not look to create problems for anyone. And that's how we have been when we're here and in other places. And they were sending people to come and terrorize and persecute us and attack me and attacking Mahogany. Sometimes I think she attacked?
At Scott Street, she was terrorized.
Yes, there she was.
They tried to drive her out of her mind. Donald Trump turned her into a Manchurian candidate where he controlled her mind and body from the outside and made her do and say things that she wouldn't do and say on her own. And at times he would go inside her body, use her like a Trojan horse, and speak to us about Mahogany, and speak to the Avatar, ask questions about what she's doing and how to become this. He terrorized a daughter at Scott Street.
Yes.
And he continues to attack the great goddess because he's trying to either drive her crazy, the family too, make us kill ourselves, turn us into human vegetables or make us go postal and harm others and then become criminals and taken into custody and put away.
After a while, after you go through this kind of hell, you become very angry. I
Yes,
did.
yes,
I couldn't stop. I just, he made me so angry. All I can do is just lash out with words.
yes,
And that's something that I never did before. I did not have to lash out with anyone. I cared about people. But
yes.
by the way we were being treated, and our daughter was treated, and then my husband, and then me, but that's not the right thing.
Mhm.
Because what you're doing is literally setting up people to become angry enough to fight back with you, which we didn't do.
Verbally, we should let you know,
But yes, verbally, I made
and
sure
we
I
should.
told them. Yeah.
Yes,
But this is the kind of stuff that they were doing all that time
continues to do.
and didn't even seem to care.
Mhm.
But once you start becoming angry and telling them, suddenly they're ready to tell you that treat you like you're the bad person. How could you be the bad person when you're the ones doing the damage to the people that you're calling bad now?
The avatar has been attacked not only from inside the fourth dimension by Donald J. Trump and sometimes others, but whenever we went out into the public, they would gang stalk this family. And
Everywhere we went.
yeah, every banks, stores, parks, streets, buses, wherever we traveled in different places in Toronto. We spent about 30 something years living there in the city here for 2 years now.
And from the jail in the United States, and then being persecuted in the streets in the United States once you came out of the jail.
No, they deported us. They locked us out for 40 days and 40 nights inside the
Yes.
American systems. Me at Buffalo Detention Facility, the Avatar and a daughter in Wade County Jail in New Jersey. Locked us up for 40 days and 40 nights and then sent us back to this country. But the judge saying, the immigration court judge
Excuse me.
saying that we don't have a real fear, that we don't have a real fear, that we don't have a credible fear of persecution, only,
I forgot you.
forgot the words, but he was saying that we were making this up about being persecuted. And so he sent us back to Canada and we came back to this country where the persecution and terrorization continued and still does today against the couple who's here to show you how to change the world we're living in and to create a global paradise across the surface of Lady Gaia so that you can live in a state of harmony, balance, reverence, respect.
They blocked us from
Prosperity
being
and more.
able to go wherever we want. I mean, we weren't harming anyone. We were never criminals. We never go doing damage to anybody, even though we were being treated that way.
Mhm.
And yet, here we were going through this hell over and over again.
Yes,
This is wrong.
yes.
Why is Trump allowed the freedom to be able? He said because he's white. And you know something? He was correct. That's the reason he's able to get away with what he's doing.
And because he's unseen, the cops came today and they told us,
Yeah.
we told them, told them what was being done to this family. And they spent about less than 5 minutes. A lady cop and a male cop, two Caucasian people. And so she tells us that we shouldn't call them anymore unless we are being physically attacked and, make sure our windows and doors are closed. Because as far as they know, and the people downstairs who are desk staff or the people, anywhere we call to speak about what's being done to us, people tell us in different ways that we are imagining these crimes because as far as they know,
You
there's
didn't
no
tell
such.
them about what was done, that Mahogany was raped by Trump?
We've done that many. You've made hundreds of calls to the St. Catharines Police Department when we lived in St. Catharines about crimes being committed against
Yes.
us, you, me, and Morgan, and our dog, Jaja. And in this city, you've made about 100 calls so far in about 2 years to complain about crimes being committed against you and
So
this
what-
family
yeah.
inside each of the 12 different spaces we've lived, 10 motels and 2 hotels. This one's a casual hotel, Travel Lodge Bonaventure. And the police, they tell us that basically because he's on scene, they have no evidence to show that these crimes have been committed, and they cannot do they can't do anything to an unseen being because and people also tell us cloaks of invisibility does not exist, and it is true. It does not exist it should not be here on this planet. That is, the technology to create cloaks of invisibility by human beings should not be on this planet, but it was brought here to help rescue the life of Lady Gaia when she was fatally injured from the 6 years of bombings down across the surface during World War II, including the 2 atomic bombs. And Lady Gaia was dying from this continuous bombing of her external surface by the 39 nations who fought in World War II. And she's now going back to the fifth dimension. And all these changes now taking place that experts call global warming and climate change. These are irreversible steps being taken by Lady Gaia to restore her body back to the global tropical paradise that she lived in and thrived in for trillions of years inside this dimension. So we, this couple here, are telling you, the people, that there are things you need to know, and you have the answers locked inside you, and we will show you how to get access to that information so that you can then become conscious, aware, empowered, and be able to change the world you're living in from the inside. As the Avatar says, using your genius qualities that you each own and possess.
Yeah.
Mm.
But you have to develop it so you can get access to it.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that we are being attacked.
Yes.
So how could they
Continuously.
say that we are not being attacked? And
Oh no, we are being attacked. We know that. We experience that. You go through it. You're being continuously attacked by Donald Trump on scene. But the
I
problem,
was just being attacked while speaking here.
I know.
Twice or 3 times he has been attacking my head.
I know. And when you tell people about it in this dimension, they look at you and say, "Well, I can't see anything." And
Because you can't see does not mean that it is not happening.
I know. And
He's up on the roof on the second floor,
Yeah.
third floor.
Yeah.
And he's was attacking me in the head.
he's in the fourth dimension
And why is he able to get away with that?
because he's wearing a cloak of invisibility that prevents people from seeing him unless they have this inner side open, like you do. You can see him, sense him when he comes into your space, or feel the effect of what he's doing to you. But human beings, those abilities that they have been blocked and suppressed over time by those you call masters of deception and the disciples of deceit. They've
Well, there's one thing I wanted to speak about instead of
Yes. Go ahead.
continuing there.
Mhm.
What has happened, what we have been going through
Mhm.
with same place in the United States
in
with President Biden and Nancy Pelosi owes money because Nancy Pelosi, on behalf, I guess, of President Biden, gosh, it's wiping away from my head.
the technology was given to Trump by Pelosi, but the same ones who stole this technology and they have it inside the American military. And she saw this technology. It looks like a round, golden colored miniature spaceship that can fit on any round table inside in the living room that has lights blinking off and on.
No, I won't remember.
It's okay because her memory is blocked continuously. And so when she tries to access information of her lived experiences, even recently, recently,
It's here and gets wiped off
Yes.
second
Yes.
minute. And I think he has something to do with what
he
is
did
happening.
that. And he continues to interfere with her ability to communicate, even when she is doing so now. Like is here now, and she tells you early on, he's here attacking her.
Mhm.
So, and people have been taught, if you cannot see something, do not believe it. So the mentality given to human beings is that until you are able to do not believe something until you can see it. But the truth is, in the larger scheme of things, you have to first believe in something for it to become a reality in the world in which you live. So the process has been reversed by the ones who have stolen your ability to know the truth about anything, including your true identity as the immortal daughters and sons of God, and other qualities like that that you each own and have a sacred right to access and find out about.
True. But I keep getting the information, certain information that I'm supposed to speak of, and it just keep disappearing.
I know, I know.
That's what he's doing when he starts attacking the head. That's to
Yes.
wipe off the memory.
Yes, yes. And even when it's not here and you're trying to speak because of the damage done to the cavities of the brain by this demon who is living today as the Antichrist, Donald Trump, and the avatar.
Donald Devil Trump.
I call him Donald Jackass Trump because he's behaving like a human being who has no virtues and is completely loaded with vices. That's why he's a compulsive liar. That's why he's one of the most deluded, delusional, unqualified, incompetent.
So that's one of the reasons that he's up there wiping out my memory. Every time I remember, ready to speak, it wipes out.
Yes, yes. And because there have been this, God has been under surveillance since the day that she was born. All of her life, she's been under surveillance from people unseen. And then when she goes on in public, even as a child, she is being gang stalked by different people. As an adult, we came together middle of the 1970s. They've been gang stalking this family over and over again, trying to divide and destroy this unit, which is unbreakable because it is deeply connected, rooted and grounded.
Yep, quite true.
Mm.
And the people that I'm worried about is my family and our son.
Yes, he has two jobs and has a family of his own, not ones he gave birth to, but he married someone who had children, and so they became his stepchildren, and he is looking after his family, gets one day off. We haven't been able to speak to him for years until recently when we managed to connect with him. And so that door has been reopened. But this family is the most terrorized, traumatized, stressed,
stigmatized
today. The family of Abigail Electra and Andragon.
Yeah, but something I would like to say too, ladies, you have to be more careful in how you're treating people. Stop thinking that because someone has a husband or a wife, that you must now destroy the relationship by playing games with the husband or trying to play games with the husband. And these are the things that should not be done. A lot of people are angry with other women because of what they're being put through. And I have seen what they were speaking of, and I've been going through it myself. Not that my husband is allowing them to get away with it, but they're still coming to play up and act as if they're supposed to take what they want.
Yes.
And if that's the kind of thinking they have and creating problems for other people that way, that is soon going to be at their home too. And they will find themselves feeling the same way. It's what if you know very well that what you're doing is hurting others, don't do it. The idea is not to hurt people. The idea is to help people to know that they're cared for and that they're not there to destroy a relationship, and they're not there to play with someone's wife or husband and create problems within the relationship. I'm seeing too much of that, and it needs to stop. You need to start looking at how you're treating people and realize that people are not food. They're not there for you to throw on the bed and go to bed with them and act as if it's all right because you take this person's husband and do damage to the family, the relationship with the family. These things are the kind of evils that are destroying the whole society. You need to start thinking in terms of the rights of all beings and treat every family that you go to with respect, and don't throw yourself on the husband. And if it's a man, don't throw yourself on the man's wife. Excuse me. Those things don't work. They destroy,
Mm.
and people are hurt deep within, and it's something that shouldn't be done.
It-
Blessings.
oh, and the Avatar, in one of her songs, she has liberating songs, 4 of them online. Life always looks after its own. Beings of living light, a planet under siege, and
You,
marriages can last
you have
forever.
Mother Earth is a person too.
Now, those are
Those
written,
were put in.
but not yet completed with music and melodies.
Yeah.
And in marriages can last forever, she says, respect each other. Marriages
As
can last forever.
equals.
Marriages can last forever, and couples. Um, hmm,
We have
okay.
to remember those and bring them back.
She says in marriages can last forever, respect each other as equals in all that you say and do. And
And
every
every decision
decision,
in your marriage must always be made by the both of you.
work
Work
to
to become
become.
each other's closest friend, and you will have no secrets between you then.
Learn to like
The ones you love.
to whom you pledge your love,
Yes.
and you will always enjoy being everywhere together, and always protect each other,
Even
even
when you're apart
from
from
people
people trying to destroy your marriage,
trying to make sure that the marriage
does
does
not
not last. And then she says later on, marriages can last forever, but couples keep making
Making
the
the
same
same
tragic
tragic
mistake
mistake
that brings only grief and
and heartache.
heartaches.
Yes.
Whenever a change comes in their
Yes.
sexual desire, they think
That
that
they
they
are
are no longer in
in
love
love
with
with
each
each
other,
other.
and that the love,
Has lost its fire.
but
But
love,
love becomes deeper and richer with time, and it mellows with age, just like fine wine.
the only thing that we take from this earth
Are
are
the
the lessons
lessons we've learned through the relationships that we keep,
that we
that we share.
formed.
Yes, thank
So
you.
whenever we
It's
sacrifice,
our marriage,
we're doing ourselves.
the greatest of harm.
And you can hear these empowering and liberating, mind expanding and liberating tracks online
Yeah.
at Avatar Lectures YouTube channel. And we're also going to do some live versions of them, of the Avatar, bring them to you on Instagram Live, so that you, you can currently, you're in crisis because of this pandemic that has been created by the ones who are using this stolen futuristic technology as a weapon to attack you, poisoning the mucus inside your bodies, causing you to become ill, and many of you to die. So we are going to post these songs, a live version for the Avatar, for the Avatar.
After or start
Rehearse.
rehearsing it
But the
again,
songs are
because
there.
I haven't done them in a long time.
Well, you've
But
been
the ones that
rehearsing
we've
them.
done,
Yeah, the songs, the four I mentioned, life always looks after its own, beings of living life, a new way of being, and marriages can last forever. These songs, I would like the Avatar to give to you, the people, because you need this knowledge right now, because you're in crisis, you're exhausted, you're drained, you're confused, you are traumatized by what's been done to you for the
Yeah.
last 20, for the last 2 years, by the ones who are using this technology to put the entire planet of human beings under siege, and causing the scientists to use their confirmation bias to tell you that it's a virus that came from the animals. And no, it's been created by human beings, to tell you that this virus is mutating in one form or another. No, it's been intentionally created as different variants by the same scientists inside the Black Ops military program of the US government, to continue to put each of you and the entire race of human beings into a state where you become so overwhelmed,
Yes.
undermined, demoralized, broken, and
And too many people are
damaged,
suffering that way. It's
that,
not fair.
and also too, the crisis has been created so that governments will then step in and say, we have
Yeah.
to take more authority and take more of your freedoms from you to try to contain and confine this virus that is spreading everywhere. So you've had these 5 types of variants. You had the alpha, mega, gamma, delta, and now the Omicron virus. They're the same diseases being created and mutated
I'm being attacked in the rectum right now.
by Donald J. Trump, wearing a cloak of invisibility that looks like a synthetic, that is made of synthetic material in line with the silicone substance as the avatar saw it one night when she touched the unseen shoulder of this human being who was on her bed, Donald Trump, and in her third eye, she saw this material, what it looks like. And we speak about that we're bringing out this information for you in something we call Game Changer in 3 parts. The first part will be about the return of the great goddess to this planet as the God who lived as Lord Jesus, Lord Krishna, and others, and what's been done to her in her lifetime by the US government and Canadian government and those who are trying to make sure that she does not get to speak to you, the people, to help you to access the information you carry in about your true identity as daughters and sons of God, immortal daughters and sons of God, and the treasures you're carrying. And then we have the second part, which would be about the pandemic, who creates it, why it's been created, and the impact it's having on your lives. And the third part will be about Lady Gaia and her returning home to her homeland in the 5th dimension and the changes she's taken that the scientists are calling global warming and climate change. These are irreversible actions being taken by Lady Gaia, Mother Nature, to cleanse and purify her body as she returns and ascends back up into the higher dimensions, into the 5th homeland, or into her homeland inside the 5th dimension. So Avatar, we've gone over an hour. And
I just wanted to say this.
But please go ahead. We've got no time.
See these? This is what was done to me. I had all of my life, I had long eyelashes.
Yeah.
Soon as Trump and others got into our lives, my eyelashes went down to nothing. And I could hardly see my eyelashes to have it shown. This is the kind of stuff that is being done and has been done to me. I've been suffering like this all of my life. And I think I'll have to be calling the police if this continues with Trump attacking me in the rectum.
Different parts of your body. But we called them today and they said they can't see him, basically. And that we shouldn't call them unless we're being physically attacked. Meaning we can see the criminal and they can see him too, and then arrest that criminal and charge him and lock him up.
I see. That's what they want to make sure that they can.
Yeah. They can't see him because he's wearing a cloak of invisibility.
Yes.
But we're getting information that shows you the presence and use of this technology on this planet in the document called Game Changer, which will be sent to different places in the media by the end of this week, so that you people can start to get access to information that is unconventional, compelling, mind expanding, and paradigm shifting, that you need to transform things around in the way that you need to, you have the ability and the right and the responsibility to do as the 5th estate,
yes,
the most powerful group on the planet today, with the people, the 5th estate, the power.
And you know, I became extremely angry because of what was done to me.
Rightfully so.
So this is the last thing I'm saying, because we have to give ourselves some time.
Yeah, the time too.
You know, so we are not people who went around harming anyone.
No.
We are the ones that are being harmed by Donald Trump and
Donald
J. Trump and others, who he brought as friends to come and do damage, and then created a whole set of people. And you remember?
Well, he has his
to
base
say that, you know,
in
we
this
are
set.
supposed to be scared of him because he has all these people that he can control. And the problem is, if those people really knew him, they would not want him as a leader, because he's not a leader. He's a man who is there looking for all kinds of ways to do damage to other people like us.
A demon looking like a human being.
Yeah.
And his days are numbered. He knows it, and we know it, and the people in this nation will also know that too, sooner than later.
Yeah.
Uh,
Put it on
On
YouTube
YouTube Live.
Live.
Blessings to you. Thank you for watching. If you like what you heard, we ask you to leave a comment or like on the page, and look after yourself
Yep.
during this health crisis that has been created by those who are trying to turn you into prisoners and puppets and pawns from the cradle to the grave.
And though I could not remember everything that I wanted to say, one of these days I'll get it all right, because I think it's important that we have things written down in sections so that we can get all the information that we already knew that we needed to pass on and didn't pass on all of them. We need to do it like that. Just write down what little things that comes around. We should do that.
Well,
And then when the time comes and we're ready to speak, we can bring those, remember, and look at the information and let it be spoken, so we can speak about it.
we've done dozens of shows on
The things that have been happening to me. It has confused me, and my memory that I had so well, he wiped out my memory.
Yes.
So it's sort of difficult for me to deal with things the way in which I used to in the past. I mastered it.
verbal
But
martial
now,
artists.
if you wouldn't be able to say that, because I can't even remember
Access.
everything. You know?
Yes, yes.
So
So,
thank you for listening.
and for watching.
Yeah.
Blessings to you.
Yep. And I hope all those people who have been behaving so badly change their behavior and start behaving responsible. And they'll find out that there are people who are really nice human beings if they get to know us.
With new information, they can actually start to change the way they see themselves
Yes.
and treat others in the process.
Yes.
And we're bringing you that information, people.
Yep.
People like us are here to do that, to help you to become the beings that you were created to become. Okay, let me shut down.
Yep. We just blank out. So
No, we're here and we're gone.
Yep.
Blessings
Bye-bye.
to
Love
you.
you all.
Yes,
Look after yourself and
Yes.
each other.
yes.